the Rashtriya Janata Dal patriarch was campaigning for Lalu Yadav. Interestingly, Yadav is the RJD candidate in jail, that too in an extortion case. Up against Lalu is Ram Kripal Yadav, a former close associate of Lalu who joined the BJP. And why only Danapur? Bihar's Mokama has become yet another flashpoint for the state's gangster politicians. This after last week's murder of Junge Raj party supporter Dular Chand Yadav. And even though the arrested accused Anant Singh is a JDU candidate, the party is already crying foul, calling it a political conspiracy by the RJD. With a firm counter FIR from JDU's Anant Singh against his RJD rival Suraj Bhan Singh. Both Anant and Suraj Bhan are known as Bahubalis in this area, with both looking to control Mokama. RJD's love for Katta, Krurta and Kushasan has continued in Lalganj too. Why? Shivani, daughter of the jailed former strongman Munna Shukla, is contesting as one of RJD's young female candidates. This, however, is not surprising, given Lalu Yadav has built much of his political empire on caste and crime. In fact, the higher the criminal records, the better the prospect of getting a ticket from the RJD. And who can forget Mohammad Shahabuddin, the Bahubali Mafia from the Siwan constituency. He had over 40 criminal cases, including murder and kidnapping against him. But his crimes and terror did not deter Lalu Yadav's steadfast support all the way from the 1990s throughout the 2000s. So from NDA's Junge Raj charge to political violence in Mokama, will Biharis vote for a Viksit Bihar this year? And who will ensure that Viksit Bihar? That's a question we'll be posing to our guests in just a bit.
हमने बिहार विधानसभा में भी सरकार से कई बार हम लोगों ने मांग की ओपीएस, ओल्ड पेंशन स्कीम, हमारी सरकार बनेगी तो ओल्ड पेंशन स्कीम जो है लागू किया जाएगा।
15 साल तक लालू राबड़ी यहाँ पर मुख्यमंत्री बने, दरभंगा के लिए क्या करा? दरभंगा के विकास के लिए उन्होंने कुछ नहीं किया।
पर ये चिंता का विषय जरूर रहा है। देखिए, कानून सबके लिए एक बराबर है और एक बराबर होना भी चाहिए। आपने स्वास्थ्य की चिंताओं को जाहिर करते हुए आप बाहर हैं, ऐसे में कभी आप परिवार के साथ घूमने निकल जाते हैं। जिस विषय को आपने आधार बनाया, कानून की धाराओं का दुरुपयोग करना भी अपने में एक अपराध है।
All right, let me introduce my esteemed panelists today. I'm joined by Mayank Mohli, who's the spokesperson for Bihar BJP, Karuna Sagar, who's the spokesperson for Bihar Congress. Many thanks to you, gentlemen, for joining in. Mayank ji, if I could begin with you, what is the problem if Lalu Yadav is campaigning even though out on bail when the constitution permits him to do so? As Tejashwi Yadav had earlier reacted to CBI's arguments saying that they have a problem if he's playing badminton, they have a problem if he's eating and meeting people. What's the harm?
मैम, इट्स एन आयरनी, बिकॉज आप देखेंगी अगर तो लालू प्रसाद यादव जी को जो बेल ग्रांट हुई है वो हेल्थ ग्राउंड पे ग्रांट हुई है, और जो बेल ग्रांट करते समय जो कंडीशंस दी गई थी वो ये था, जहां तक आपको याद होगा, कि वो किसी भी पॉलिटिकल रैली नहीं करेंगे, कोई पॉलिटिकल बयानबाजी नहीं करेंगे और ना ही किसी पॉलिटिकल कैंपेन में जाएंगे। दो वो चुनाव लड़ने से तो पहले ही लगभग 10-12 साल पहले ही बार्ड किए जा चुके हैं। तो उस पे भी मैम 2 धाराएं बनती हैं लालू प्रसाद यादव जी के ऊपर। अंडर सेक्शन 480 ऑफ बीएनएस ट्रायल कोर्ट कैन रिवोक द बेल, और जो उससे ऊपर जो अथॉरिटी है जैसे हाई कोर्ट है वो अंडर सेक्शन 483 एंड सब क्लॉज 3, जो हाई कोर्ट और जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट है वो उनकी बेल को रिवोक कर सकता है, बिकॉज ये सीरियस का ये चार्जेस बनते हैं उसके ऊपर। बिकॉज आपने बेल ली है हेल्थ ग्राउंड पे, आप कभी आप हेलोइन मनाते दिख जाते हैं। 2, आपको जब पूछा जाता है कि कुंभ के बारे में तो आप उसको फालतू बताते हैं। राहुल गांधी जी छठ का अपमान करते हैं ये बोल करके कि वो ड्रामा है, और आप हेलोइन मनाते हैं, आप आइसक्रीम खाते हैं, आप बैडमिंटन खेलते दिखाए जाते हैं। 2 ही मेंटोर्स लाइफ के जब उनकी रेगुलर लाइफ में वो ये सारी चीजें कर रहे होते हैं।
Under your rights to approach the court. Why not approach the court then?
Ma'am, I would like to ask court to take a suo motu action and the concerned agencies as well, कि लालू प्रसाद यादव जी is playing a double game, because on health ground he is out, और उसके बाद जो वो कर रहे हैं वो सारी चीजें मैम गलत हैं। क्योंकि एक मैंने जो जो आदमी ऑलरेडी कन्विक्टेड है, हम सबको पता है, और एक और मामले में 10 तारीख को IRCTC वाले में उनके ऊपर केस जो चल रहा है, वो आगे ट्रायल उस पर भी प्रोसीड करने वाला है, जिसमें कि पूरा परिवार बेल पर रहा है। और सबसे आयरनी देखिए कि जिस पार्टी के वो राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष हैं, वो खुद कहिए कन्विक्टेड हैं, उसके बाद से उनका पूरा परिवार बेल पर रहा है, इंक्लूडिंग इनके चीफ मिनिस्टरियल कैंडिडेट तेजस्वी यादव जी हों, राबड़ी देवी जी हों, इनकी बहनें हों, इनके जीजा जी हों, सारे के ऊपर लार्ज करप्शन चार्जेस हैं। उसके बाद ये बेल पे रिहा है, और जिसके लिए ये प्रचार करने गए हैं वो लिटरली वो दुर्दांत अपराधी है जो कि जेल में बंद है, और उसके लिए आप प्रचार कर रहे हैं। और सबसे बड़ी बात कि आप कोर्ट की अवमानना है, एक तरीके से आपको जो ग्राउंड्स मिले हैं, आप उन ग्राउंड्स का दुरुपयोग कर रहे हैं। जैसे हमने आपके
thank you for setting up the tone and tenor for this debate. I'm going to quickly bring in Pankaj. In fact, before I go to Karuna Sagar, let me quickly bring in Pankaj Sharma, senior journalist who's also just joined in. Pankaj Sharma, how do you respond to the attacks coming in from not just the Bharatiya Janata Party but all of NDA, that the entire Yadav Parivar is out on bail, and what explains the kind of campaigning we've seen, especially coming in from Lalu Yadav when he's also out on bail? Not to forget, why is he even supporting criminals like Lalu Yadav?
The law is taking its course. Let the law take its course. Elections are a different thing. Bihar election this time has its unprecedented dimensions. Narendra Bhai Modi and Amit Bhai Shah are extremely desperate to form NDA government at any cost. That is why all this halla bol against Lalu Yadav and his
What
family.
beats me, Pankaj, is who is more desperate? If you are seeking the support and launching criminals as candidates, is that not desperation?
No, if there are criminal candidates, let election commission take action. Let other agencies take action. If they are the candidates, whose support is a different thing. There are candidates in JDU who have a criminal background. BJP wants to win this election at any cost, means by using every fair, unfair means. Because this election is going to decide the fate of 5 states that will be going in elections next year, including Bengal, Assam and Tamil Nadu. That is the thing. BJP's defeat in Bihar will damage its chances in Assam, Bengal and ruin its dream of making roots in Tamil Nadu.
Mayank Moli, would you like to respond to that you are standing on shaky grounds and you have nothing to defend your case right now, which is why you're raking up the criminal history of all of these candidates?
Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav as well as all Mahagathbandhan is out from power last 2 decades. क्यों उन बाहर है सारे लोग? बिकॉज इनके जितने प्रोपेगेंडा हैं उनको बिहार की जनता बाई नहीं करती है। और मैं सर की बातों से पूरी तरीके से सहमत नहीं हूं कि बिकॉज कि हमको कोई शेकी ग्राउंड है, बिल्कुल नहीं है। आप जाके ग्राउंड रिपोर्ट देखिए कि जनता क्या करी। इनके यहाँ तो सेकंड फेज ऑफ जब नॉमिनेशन जब के लास्ट डेट तक भी अभी डिसाइड नहीं था कि कौन सी सीटों पे, अभी तक हमने लिस्ट नहीं देखी है कि कौन सी पार्टी कितनी सीटें पे आ रही है। यस, मैं तो बिल्कुल मैं अपने से भी अपील करूंगा और कंसर्न एजेंसीज को भी मैं अपील करना चाहूंगा, और आगे हम लोग उस पर एक्शन लेना जरूर चाहेंगे। वो आगे का ड्यू कोर्स है। बट सिंपल मुझे ये बताइए ना कि अपना खुद का कंसेंसस आपको कैसे अलाउ करता है कि जब आपने हेल्थ ग्राउंड पे बेल ले रखी है, आप सो कॉल्ड बीमार भी हैं, अगर आप मैं चलिए वो पॉलिटिकल एंगल हटा भी देता हूँ, आपकी दोनों किडनीज का ट्रांसप्लांट हो रखा है, आप उसके बाद भी बाहर जा रहे हैं, लोगों से मिल रहे हैं, और आपको आज नहीं, ये 2013 में जब से बेल पे रिहा है तब से इनके ऊपर कंडीशंस हैं कि इनको बयान तक देने पे मना है, लेकिन वो कोई बातें मान नहीं रहे हैं, वो अपना आगे घूम रहे हैं। दूसरी बात आयरनी देखिए कि बेटे ने जो कि जिसने अपने आप को चीफ मिनिस्टरियल कैंडिडेट घोषित कराया है, बाइक्रू का, जैसे पीएम ने कहा कि कट्टे के नोक पे, तो उसने आप माई बाप की पार्टी जो वो अपने आप को क्लेम करते हैं उसमें से अपने माई और बाप दोनों की तस्वीरें उन्होंने हटा रखी हैं। तो शायद ये लालू प्रसाद यादव जी का डेस्परेशन होगा कि वो ऑन ग्राउंड आकर के दिखाना चाहते हैं कि आई एम स्टिल अलाइव इन एक्टिव पॉलिटिक्स, जो कि वो नहीं है, वो बार्ड है, और उसको लेकर के चल रहे हैं। जैसे हम कह पा रहे हैं, इनके घर में, इनके अपने घर में जो सत्ता का सेमीफाइनल चल रहा है, इनके तेजस्वी यादव जी जो हैं वो मेरे हिसाब से तो राजनीतिक रूप से औरंगजेब की राह निकल पड़े हैं, और पिता को शाहजहां बना के एक व्हील चेयर पे उन्होंने कन्फाइन कर रखा है।
Let me quickly bring in the JDU spokesperson also, Sanjay Kumar, who's joining us. But before I do that, I want to quickly bring in Karuna Sagar, who's the spokesperson of Bihar Congress. Mr. Karuna Sagar, thank you for your patience. I want to quickly bring you in on the aspect of Rahul Gandhi's support to a party like RJD for supporting criminals. That's now being raked up by particularly the BJP. The Union Home Minister has raked up the 2013 incident when Rahul Gandhi tore up that ordinance. How do you respond to Congress party being levelled as a supporter of this Junge Raj today?
Thank you, Akanksha. Good evening to you, to all your viewers, and to my fellow panelists. Akanksha, today Bihar faces not just a governance crisis, but a colossal scam that shakes the very core of transparency. A rupees 62,000 crore fraud in the power department revealed by nobody else but the former power minister in Modi cabinet, Mr. R.K. Singh. While the so-called Ghotala Raj rages on, the BJP Nitish coalition shamelessly continues its deception. This false Sushasan is a grand illusion, masking massive loot. Bihar's power, money and future are being stolen right before our eyes, and it's time for the voters to wake up to what has been happening in Bihar.
Mr. Karuna Sagar, do you think by supporting a party like RJD, you will be able to bring that, you will be able to replace what you are saying is Kushasan under the NDA regime in Bihar? You will be able to replace that with Sushasan by having these candidates who have a criminal history. RJD is already infamous for having supported somebody like Shahabuddin. Today we see that actively being again brought back to public memory by the support that Ritlal Yadav is receiving.
Akanksha, you have not heard the name of Anand Singh.
Yes, I have, and we have the JDU spokesperson who I will be asking about.
Wait. Let me complete. You asked me, so let me respond. You have not heard the name of Sunil Pandey.
No, I have.
You have heard that. You have heard the name of Anand Mohan Singh. So there has been a battery of Bahubalis in Bihar who have actually been fighting on the NDA ticket. So, and yesterday, Lalan Singh, who is a cabinet minister in Modi cabinet, goes to Mokama, not only asks votes for Anand Singh, but he threatens that let nobody who votes against Anand Singh come out of the house, let the opposition candidate not able to come out of the house. And this is a cabinet minister speaking in Mokama. And
fair enough. That's a very valid question. That's a very valid question.
Akansha, just 5 seconds. And same Anand Singh was in jail in 2024 parliament election when Lalan Singh was fighting Munger parliament election from the JDU, and he was brought on parole, and just to bring in the mafiosi element.
All right, let me quickly bring in Sanjay Kumar on that note, the spokesperson of the JDU. I'd like you to you respond to that charge that's coming in. Many are asking the question, why should somebody like Anand Singh even be defended on ground? Why not just steer clear of his name? This is something that could have also worked in JDU's favor, given that the accused has been arrested. But still, calling it a political conspiracy, still asking for votes in his name. Sanjay Kumar, does that bode well for the JDU and the NDA overall?
I think, Akanksha, first of all, my apologies for joining late. So I missed the initial part. But while hearing Mr. Karuna Sagarji and your question, he did not ask your question, but I am going to ask your question definitely. He did not tell you how much Congress is comfortable, about all the candidates of RJD. They are not Nelson Mandela or they don't have that much good name either. Like Ritlal Yadav and many other names. I can give you many names. But coming to Anand Kumar, Anand Singh's episode, you have to look at it in two different manner. One was that, he was accused. Police, filed FIR. There were FIRs against him. He also filed FIR. So police is still investigating the case, but that is the difference. That is the basic difference between the Jungle Raj and the Sushashan of Mr. Nitish Kumar. He neither interferes nor protects anyone. So, our government, and at this point of time, we cannot do so even. And even during the normal times, Mr. Nitish Kumar never protected any such crime or criminals. So Anand Singh is fighting election under the, whatever law provides. It's not that, there are candidates with criminal cases and they are only Anand Singh is, fighting election. There are candidates in every party, who have some sort of criminal records. Even Mr. Tejasvi Yadav has 21 economic and other offenses against him. So he has serious charges, in the court. So forget about that. So one thing is that when he was accused, when a police came, nobody stopped. He followed the rule of law and went into the jail. The second part is the political, he got ticket from JDU. Nobody can deny that. And since he is fighting election, he is in the jail. Anand Singh, Mr. Lalan Singh is the MP of that area. Being MP of that area, he has taken charge of that area to campaign. And he is now campaigning for Anand Singh in the area, being MP of the party. So that is a political thing, and if there is a candidate.
Mayank Moli, the same question can be raised to the Bharatiya Janata Party as is being raised to the Congress Party, that if you're supporting a party of criminals like the RJD, why not at least call out Lalan Singh for asking for a vote in the name of Anand Singh?
Ma'am, trial is different thing and conviction is very different. So it's in law we say that innocent unless proven guilty. So Mr. Anand Singh is facing the trial and the conviction is yet to be done. और रही बात जहां लालू प्रसाद यादव जी की, तो लालू प्रसाद यादव जी सर्टिफाइड कन्विक्टेड केस में हैं अपने, और बाकी में भी उनका कन्विक्शन ऑलमोस्ट होने को है. तो उस पे मैम मैं वही कहूँगा कि हाँ ठीक है, क्रिमिनलाइजेशन जो है वो नहीं होना चाहिए, उसके बीजेपी जो है सख्त खिलाफ है. बट अलायंस पार्टनर की कोई मजबूरी रही होगी, उस पर मैं कमेंट नहीं करना चाहूँगा. लेकिन रही बात मेरी, हम अपने पार्टी की अगर बात करें तो यस, हमने कैंडिडेट्स को बिल्कुल देखा है. और जब तक कि कन्विक्शन नहीं हो जाता है, और अगर कोर्ट और चुनाव आयोग अगर चुनाव लड़ने की अनुमति देता है, तो ही हैज़ ऑल द राइट टू फाइट. जो वो कर रहे हैं, जो इंसिडेंटली लालू प्रसाद यादव जी के पास नहीं है, क्योंकि उन्हें चुनाव लड़ने से उनके ऊपर पाबंदी लगी रखी है, उन्हें चुनावी बयान देने से उनके ऊपर कोर्ट में रोक लगा रखी है, और जो ये अभी प्रचार कर रहे हैं, जो वायलेशन कर रहे हैं अपने बेल का, उसके ऊपर भी जैसा मैंने पहले भी कहा कि उस पर ऑब्जेक्शन होना चाहिए अंडर सेक्शन 483 सब क्लॉज 3 पे. तो वो जरूरी है, बिकॉज लालू प्रसाद यादव जी जो मैसेजिंग दे रहे हैं, जो कोर्ट का माखौल उड़ा रहे हैं, अपने बेल ग्राउंड्स का जो कहीं मजाक बना रहे हैं, वो गलत है.
Pankaj Sharma, would you like to respond to that?
He is saying कि allied partner की मजबूरियां रही होंगी. What about BJP? BJP 48 BJP candidates have serious criminal charges. 57 JDU candidates having very serious criminal charges. So
सर, राजद के टाइम में आपको नहीं दिखाई दे रहा? राजद और कांग्रेस वाले सीएम कैंडिडेट जो हैं वो खुद चार्जेस झेल रहे हैं.
Tell us something about them. 48 in BJP.
आपने देखा, आपने आरजेडी के चीफ मिनिस्टर कैंडिडेट का ट्रायल देखा है? आपने उनका देखा है?
RJD candidates have criminal charges, yes.
No, his poster boy is already facing legal complications. Have you seen?
Okay, I want to bring in Karuna Sagar, before you come up with a rebuttal to the charges coming in from the Bihar BJP spokesperson, I also want to ask you one critical thing. Yesterday we had great optics, playing up. Rahul Gandhi taking a dip in the muddy waters of Begusarai, saying that's his way of extending support to the farmers. But it is these very farmers who were robbed of their rights when the animal husbandry scam happened. And you are today extending support to that very party for which Lalu Prasad Yadav has been convicted.
Akanksha, the difference between Rahul Gandhi and the Prime Minister Modi is that Rahul Gandhi took a dip in the natural pond which is available there, not like the Prime Minister who takes glorified water and makes a pond next to the Yamuna River to showcase during the Chhath festival.
Why are we diluting the topic
No,
of
I am not
discussion? Let's
diluting.
talk about
Exactly.
what has been done for the farmers of Bihar by your government
Let
or
me tell you
by
that.
the RJD.
See, same Prime Minister, the farmers were sitting on the Delhi borders for 1 year. More than 700 farmers died because of the 3 black laws which
Sir, talk
BJP
about
was
Bihar,
refusing
please.
to withdraw. And finally, under pressure of
Let's
the
talk
farmers
about Bihar.
and the pressure of the,
Karuna Sagar, let's talk
opposition,
about the
they were
farmers
forced
of
to take
Bihar.
back.
Where are the promises? Today, the Bharatiya Janata Party is very much tom-tomming that they have all of these schemes over there to their credit. What was brought to Bihar by the RJD or by the Mahagathbandhan so-called?
You tell me, Akanksha, today, if you see Niti Aayog report, in every human development index, Bihar is either 27 or 28 in the larger states. Whether it's per capita income, Bihar's per capita income is 1/3 of the national average. The
But
sex
it went up
ratio
to-
is the
it went-
lowest. Just a minute, I didn't disturb you. The sex ratio at 891 is the lowest in the country. The per capita investment is the lowest in the country, and the poverty,
Okay.
the largest number
I'm very curious to find
Bihar.
out, Karuna Sagar, today the BJP says that at least through the double engine ki sarkar model, they were able to ensure that the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, the Ujjwala Yojana and the Kisan Samman Yojana are about to reach, are able to reach the people of Bihar.
Akanksha, that's
But
precisely
if the
what I'm saying.
Mahagathbandhan were to come, they will in fact
And then women's
devour all the
Akanksha,
money
that's what-
sent out by
that's
the
what I'm
centre
saying.
will be
You-
consumed. How do you counter that allegation?
Akanksha, please travel to the countryside in Bihar and talk to the people, see their condition, see the pathetic condition that the women still live in. Bihar has the lowest literacy among the women. In the rural areas, it's 29.6, and in the urban areas, it's 55, which is the lowest in the country. So after tom-tomming so much about women development empowerment, you have the
How
women
will you get
basically working in the
15
informal
lakh
sector.
crore rupees then? How will you get 15 lakh crore rupees, Karuna Sagar, if you were to be taken to power in Bihar? How will you gather that 15 lakh crore rupees? The BJP or the NDA has rather very realistically quoted a figure of 10,000 crore rupees, but the Mahagathbandhan under Tejashwi Yadav has quoted 15 lakh crore rupees. How will you get that? These are unrealistic lofty promises.
I tell you, Akanksha, again, it's a matter of willpower. You see, when the Home Minister Amit Shah came to Bihar and the question was asked why there is no industrialization in Bihar, he said there is no land available. But in 1 rupee, Adani was given 1,050 acres to put up a thermal power station.
Okay.
Now they have promised that every district there will be industrial cluster. Now tell me, if there is no land, where the hell you are going to make the industrial
All right,
clusters?
I'm going to quickly give closing thoughts to Mayank Moli. On that note, Mayank Moli, would you like to respond to that allegation
Yes.
which has today given much fodder to the Mahagathbandhan, particularly the RJD, that how can the Union Home Minister himself say there was no land available in Bihar for industries to be set up? How will you be able to convince the people of Bihar today that you will continue with this Sushasana that you so tom-tom about?
Let me enlighten the thoughts of my fellow panelists. Bihar has got more than 3 lakhs crores of FDI in the last 1.5 financial year, and more than like 1.75 lakh crore MOUs have been signed, and they are already working out on the grounds. We have TCS coming in, we have Zara, we have PepsiCo, we have Van Heusen, and we have Adani Power.
Okay.
Don't interrupt, sir. Don't interrupt. So, जो ये प्रोपेगेंडा वॉर जो चल रही है ना कि बेवजह हमने कुछ नहीं किया तो सर ये रहा 20 साल का
I'm running short of time. Quickly, I want to ask my last question. No, I've given you gentlemen ample time. Let's respect the time for others.
One IT park, one textile park, one SEZ. So when
Okay,
Prime Minister
Sanjay
comes
Kumar,
here, he
does it
offers
not
katta
bother the
here.
JDU that even when Amit Shah has said that this is an election which is being fought under the initiative of Mr. Nitish Kumar, yet he's not been declared as the chief ministerial face, as Tejashwi Yadav was by the Mahagathbandhan? No, why not have a press conference just like Tejashwi Yadav was presented as the poster boy, quite literally, even in their posters? Why not have Nitish Kumar then? Perhaps that is also something that may act against the NDA today, the lack of a chief ministerial face. Or is it the lack of faith in Nitish Kumar today that has averted, say, the Home Minister or even the BJP from very confidently saying that yes, it will be Nitish Kumar who will be our chief minister if we win?
See, like you said that, is there a lack of faith in Nitish Kumar? To tell you the truth, and we all know this for fact, the entire state knows that the NDA is banking upon the work which has been done by the NDA government led by Nitish Kumar. So there is no lack of faith in Nitish Kumar. This is the first election where there is pro-incumbency. And I'm telling you, we will get more seats than ever.
All right.
And that is one part. Second part is that Mr. Amit Shah, Mr. Rudy, Mr. Samrat Chaudhary, like so many leaders have repeatedly said that Nitish Kumar was the chief minister.
All right, I'm running short of time.
Ma'am, there is no vacancy for CM and PM.
There is no vacancy.
Okay, Krishna Sagar, I give you 10 seconds. Krishna Sagar.
10 seconds. Akanksha, the Prime Minister came for a road show in Patna. In the entire 2.8 kilometers of the road show, there was not a single cutout of Nitish Kumar. Nitish Kumar did not even accompany him. And now Lalan Singh, his own party colleague, says that the chief minister will be decided by the MLAs after the election is over. So that is the thing. It's a Maharashtra model.
Okay. So if they do not have a chief ministerial face, the Mahagathbandhan certainly has to fight very hard as far as the Junge Raj charge is concerned, because they are actively campaigning for criminals. Will they be able to get away with it? We shall know in the days ahead. Many thanks to you, gentlemen, for joining in on this very interesting discussion. With that, let's shift focus over to the other big story we'll be debating in just a bit. This is with regards to Bangladesh. A deadly plot in the works last year in the neighborhood engineered a regime change and finally ousted Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Who backstabbed Hasina and how was it even done? We have the exclusive scoop from her minister and Awami League leader AK Kamal to CNN News 18. Mr. Kamal, who was a former Home Minister during the Sheikh Hasina regime, has confirmed that the Awami League was committed to fighting the elections and they believe in democracy, but the Yunus government is not allowing them to participate. Thousands of their people are in jail or are even facing cases. People have left Bangladesh, but they will come again. The time and the date he cannot say, but Sheikh Hasina will go to Bangladesh. He's also stated that it was a silent coup. The army, the navy chiefs betrayed them. Zama betrayed them. He's of course referring to the Bangladesh Army Chief Waqar Zama. It was possible that Awami League could have solved it politically, but Zama confirmed that he would do his best to solve the problem. Listen in to this exclusive conversation that our Security Affairs editor Manoj Gupta had with the former Home Minister under the Sheikh Hasina government, AK Kamal. Let's listen.
Mr. Kamal, you allege that the army chief double-crossed Sheikh Hasina. Was this purely personal ambition or part of the larger Western blueprint to weaken India's strategic ally in Dhaka?
You see, thing is this, our army chief, Waqar Zama, he failed to protect our government. He did not keep his word. He betrayed, you can say.
Sir,
that is the thing.
He betrayed Sheikh Hasina and he was a long-time serving general with Sheikh Hasina. Was it a miscalculation that you have not been able to judge him in time, or he was with somebody else?
His activities, his behavior, his action, really we are surprised to see at that moment. on the 5th August. He confirmed me in the 4th August and night. He will do his best to protect Dhaka and Sheikh Hasina's life.
Your revelation also hint that the part of Bangladesh military intelligence network was extremely compromised. You believe that it was a silent coup orchestrated through some economic sanctions, media pressure, and other things also?
Yeah, it was a coup, silent coup. Silent coup it was, and our army and navy chief and all the people except police, they betrayed, and it was possible if we could solve it. We could try to solve it politically.
But the biggest allegation on Awami League is that the whole political party, the leadership, ran away from Bangladesh instead of facing the so-called coup, and instead of going to jails, they just ran away. Unlike Nepal, every politician stayed in the country and faced the circumstances, but you could not do. This is a major allegation on Awami League.
The thing is this, you see, when our leader was forced to leave Bangladesh, you know it, and some of them leader accompanied him. You have seen that thing, and we waited about 1 month in Bangladesh, and some of them were arrested. But I can say myself I was waited for 1 month. That is, I left Bangladesh on mid-September. But what happened? You have seen the massacre. You have seen everywhere there is a burning, killing, and etc. And especially Awami League people's, Awami League leaders' houses were burned by the opposite party, that is BNP and others. They are also involved in this coup. The BNP, Jamaat Islam, who are those who are ruling in power now with Euro's government. They burned, they killed, they looted, and they destroyed our business farm. They looted our properties. They burned our houses, and they raped the women, our party worker. And this was the scenario. That's why the people left Bangladesh. The leaders left Bangladesh, and the main thing is this: the judiciary system is collapsed. Nobody are getting bail. Whenever anybody arrested, then he doesn't get bail. Till today, this is more than 1 year. Not a single leader get bail.
All right, but that's not all, because Bangladesh Chief Advisor Mohammad Yunus has now presented The Art of Triumph to a visiting Turkish parliamentary delegation. This days after he presented the same to a Pakistan commander. The artwork outlines what was described as a greater Bangladesh plan, including the incorporation of India's northeastern states, particularly Assam, into Bangladesh's future strategic vision. Sources describe it as a deliberate ideological signal rather than an accidental provocation. This was not an art display, but a message, one directed at specific transnational Islamist networks that see Bangladesh's interim regime as part of a wider strategic consolidation. Let's try and break it down for you, and for that, let me introduce my esteemed panelists today. I'm joined in by Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhry, who's a renowned Bangladeshi journalist, Ashok Sajanar, who's a former diplomat, Brahmachalani, who's a strategic affairs expert, and I'm being told that Farooq Rahman, who's the chairperson of the National Labour Party, will also be joining us live from Dhaka in just a bit. But Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhry, please help me understand, who is the CIA stooge, if one were to go by what the former Home Minister of Bangladesh is claiming, because for the longest time it was believed that it's Mohammad Yunus who is in the pockets of CIA, and today these revelations have just turned the tables around.
Thank you very much, Akanksha ji. If we remember that on 24th of October, The director of the National Intelligence of the US, Junge Raj, categorically said that they have spent trillions of dollars towards regime change in many countries in the world. On the other hand, with BBC, the UN official Volker Turk, he said that he made a call to General Wakar-e-Zaman, warning him not to take any action against the protesters. So if you are asking me who is the CIA stooge, CIA stooge is Muhammad Yunus. He is the person, and along with his accomplices, they have meticulously, I'm quoting Yunus, he said in September 2024, during an event of the Clinton Global Initiative, that it was a meticulously designed regime change plot. It was orchestrated by his students. So of course the CIA stooge is Muhammad Yunus, no one else. And we all know who Muhammad Yunus is. And just now I was watching to the interview of the former Foreign Minister. I mean, this allegation, in my opinion, this is a mere witch hunt. Because General Wakar-e-Zaman was under pressure from United Nations not to take any action against the protesters. And if should Mohammed Wakar-e-Zaman be the CIA stooge, then he would have taken power on the 5th of August last year. It never happened, Akansha. So in my opinion, the CIA stooge is no one else but Muhammad Yunus himself.
Professor Chilani, I want to quickly bring you in on the changing dynamics. For the longest time, it is the Yunus regime which is being accused of, changing the entire sort of polity in Bangladesh, especially when it comes to including the Islamic forces, giving this new Islamic nation look to Bangladesh. Wakar-e-Zaman was believed to be, or is still rather believed to be, at loggerheads with Muhammad Yunus. What do you make of these charges at a time when they can't see eye to eye?
Akansha, it's true that Yunus is presiding over a state-backed Islamist resurgence. The overthrow of Hasina was achieved largely with the muscle power of the Islamists. The students were just the cover for what was an Islamist military-backed coup against Hasina. Ever since the regime change in Bangladesh, General Zaman, the army chief, has remained the power behind the throne. Yunus cannot stay in office without General Zaman supporting him. The problem is this, that both Yunus and Zaman have the backing of the US. They may not see eye to eye on some issues, but by and large, they are together. It was General Zaman who helped install Yunus. Zaman helped handpick the key members of Yunus's cabinet. And even though in more recent weeks, Yunus has tried to walk an independent line on elections, he has still to announce an election date, even though General Zaman had been pressing him to hold elections by the end of this year. But Yunus said that he needs more time to hold elections. Now he said maybe in February, but still no firm date has been set. So we should not think that there is some kind of a feud between Zaman and Yunus. The fact is that Yunus remains in office largely because of Zaman, because the army is backing the interim government.
Ambassador Sajjan Har, take this forward because it all circles back to the CIA presence, and you're not just looking at Bangladesh, you're looking at Nepal, you're also looking at, say, Sri Lanka and other parts in India's neighborhood. Many are saying that this is also their way to counterbalance powers, not just Modi in India or, say, even the Chinese President Xi Jinping in China. How is India to then engage itself with a changing dynamics with the United States under a whimsical president like Donald Trump?
Yeah, thank you very much, Akansha. I will not focus on what has happened in Nepal, what has happened in Sri Lanka, because I think in all these cases, these two cases, and in Bangladesh, the circumstances have been a little different. So I think we really need to focus on them one by one. But since the subject of today is Bangladesh, I will, share my thoughts on what has happened in Bangladesh and what is transpiring there since last August. I think that is an incontrovertible fact that Muhammad Yunus has been supported by the CIA, by the Americans. Number two, it has been known for quite some time, even before Muhammad Yunus came in, even before the 5th of August, that the Americans were not happy with Sheikh Hasina. And they thought that, she was not, and there are, umpteen number of examples I could give. But, maybe we don't have the time today to go into it. But I know that, during several of my own visits to Bangladesh, just before this, starting from 2021 onwards, and it was made patently clear by the Americans, by the American ambassador who was there, that they wanted Sheikh Hasina out. So I think that is the fact that Muhammad Yunus served as an instrumentality of how to take this policy decision of the Americans of CIA, that I don't think there is any doubt about. Now, as far as Waqar-ul-Zaman is concerned, we've seen that there have been sort of, some points of friction between Waqar-ul-Zaman and, the army chief and Muhammad Yunus. And, that can happen, meaning they know that if one of them takes action against the other, if the army chief takes action, something that he's unhappy with what Muhammad Yunus is doing, then it is going to rock the boat and it is going to spell trouble for both of them. So notwithstanding these differences between the two of them on some issues, like, when to hold the elections before December, because that is a demand that not only the army chief but also BNP has been making. But Yunus is quite determined. He wants to prolong his own rule for as long as he can. So he has postponed it to next year. So while there might be some points of friction, but they are basically on the same page. Now, whether Waqar-ul-Zaman has been involved, he's a part of that CIA plot, etc. I think we need more evidence on that. But the fact is that both of them have really worked together just before 5th of August and post 5th of August to take Bangladesh in the direction that it is going. And it is not a pretty direction. It is really, all the students, they've been given a free hand. The Islamist forces have been unleashed on the, as far as the country is concerned, on the Awami League, on the minorities there, so that both of them have been acting hand in glove with each other. So
I can see Mr. Farooq Rahman, who is the chairperson of the National Labour Party, has also joined in. Thank you, Mr. Rahman, for joining in. I'd like your thoughts on this big revelation that's come in from Bangladesh's former Home Minister, Mr. A.K. Kamal, who says that Sheikh Hasina was double-crossed by her own cousin, the Army Chief Waqar-ul-Zaman, that he is a CIA stooge. How do you respond?
Thank you very much for give us the joining, and in the delay time for the technical
No problem, sir. Please go ahead.
And thank you to all guests. I see the everything. So actually, Asaduzzaman Kamal was the former Home Minister, and the Sheikh Hasina. In the Prime Minister previous the 70 years in Bangladesh. So actually Sheikh Hasina is a 17 years is government, but we are the dangerous lady in our country, because there have no in our freedom of the talk, of the newspaper, and everything is there is controlled by the family member, and so that our the police administration and the other stakeholder in our government. So every section and the all political parties are like that, the prisoner in our Bangladesh. So nobody can.
Okay, I want to quickly bring in
against.
Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhary on that note. Mr. Chaudhary, many who are defending Sheikh Hasina say that she was the one who was protecting Bangladesh from the clutches of American vested interests, particularly when it comes to St. Martin's Island. Do you think that the Yunus regime will be more open to welcoming these American interests in the Indian neighborhood or in the South Asian subcontinent?
Akanshaji, there is no doubt that Yunus is welcoming Americans and Pakistanis. Yunus has been the greatest facilitator, patron of Pakistani interest in this country and also American interest. As you know, that being a Bangladeshi now, I cannot go to St. Martin. So I absolutely agree with Professor Ramachandani and also Ambassador Ashok Sajan that what is happening in Bangladesh, of course, General Wakar is responsible for the prolonged tenure of Yunus, and also he is absolutely responsible for the uncertainty of holding the election in February, because all of us know that Yunus is unwilling to leave this office. He has told the media that he wants to stay in the office for 5, 10, and even 50 years. So, of course, the General Wakar on the 5th of August, Akanshaji, they told the nation to have faith in him, and nation had faith in him, and now nation is suffering because, of course, he is also responsible for our suffering.
I'm running short of time, Professor Chelani. I want to quickly bring you in on this whole artwork that's been presented to the Turkish delegation of Greater Bangladesh. How do you weigh in on this? Is this just merely a symbolic gesture, and how should India respond to these overtures or the new axis of resistance between Turkey, Bangladesh and Pakistan, of course?
Kansha, India has been unusually quiet ever since Modi met with Yunus in early April on the sidelines of the BIMSTEC summit in Thailand. India needs to speak up because the developments in Bangladesh are directly impinging on India's strategic interests. Now, just take this officially sponsored book that features on its cover a map of Bangladesh incorporating parts of Northeast India. Now, that image aligns with the Islamist-backed concept of Greater Bangladesh. The Islamists have been promoting Greater Bangladesh quite publicly. And this book notably glorifies last year's regime change. As you know, the regime change was achieved through violent street protests and widespread arson, with the army chief packing Prime Minister Hasina off to India, even before she could even formally resign. And now publicizing this book, giving it to the Pakistani army general who was visiting Dhaka, giving it to Turkey, etc. What message is Yunus trying to send? He is basically, in fact, in his own words a few weeks ago, he tried to promote the Greater Bangladesh narrative by describing India's northeast as landlocked and suggesting that Bangladesh is its only guardian of the ocean. So this pattern that we are seeing of Yunus pandering to embolden Islamists at home while stoking anti-India sentiment requires India to speak up, because this is directly affecting India's core interests.
I want to give closing thoughts to Ambassador Sajanhar. Ambassador Sajanhar, how does India counter this axis of resistance? Is it time to engage the United States more tactfully, especially when it comes to our own strategic concerns in the neighborhood?
I think we have to take our own decisions and to implement them. You know, when our core national security interests are involved, we cannot sort of, go running to a country that is far away, that doesn't understand the region. And we have seen that, the way they have acted in Bangladesh, and whatever, although there are differences in Nepal and Sri Lanka and whatever their role might have been there, they don't understand this region. So I think we have to take care of our own security, and we have to send out a very strong and a clear message to Bangladesh that
it certainly is not working out diplomatically, Ambassador Sajanhar.
I think something strong has to be, meaning at levels of defense.
Do you think that the strategy that we've adopted with Pakistan should be replicated on the eastern border as well?
I think it has to be a calibrated approach, and we have to send out this very clear message that Bangladesh, by actions of this nature, it is playing with fire. It is shooting itself in the foot if we sort of, continues on actions, because it is not the northeast of India that is landlocked. It is Bangladesh itself which is surrounded on three sides by India, more than three sides by India, and even it is access to the sea also, it is very vulnerable. So I think it has to think 10 times, not once, think 10 times before it indulges in actions of this nature.
All right, many thanks to you, gentlemen. It was a pleasure to have you here on The Right Stand.
Thank you very
and that's
much.
all I have for our viewers in this edition of The Right Stand. Thank you so much for watching. Up next is Brass Tacks with Zakachik.
This is News18 Network. India's largest news network.
In the Women's Cricket World Cup.
Joining us now is the woman of the moment, the player of the final of the 2025 ICC Women's World Cup and truly Destiny's child. Shefali Verma is joining us. Shefali, thanks a lot for your time. Let me begin by asking you, how does it feel to be a world champion?
Absolutely, happiest moment for all of us.
But this is truly destiny for you because आप ये World Cup squad का part भी नहीं थे, आपको semi-final से पहले squad में add किया गया और फिर आप final में player of the match रहे. तो एक तरह से ये जो पूरा एक आपका जो fate था, जो destiny है, वो पूरी हुई.
Yes, thanks to God मुझे उन्होंने यहाँ भेजा and thanks to all of them, my family member, everyone, JSW. एंड जिसने भी सपोर्ट किया इस मूवमेंट में, क्योंकि मेरा फ्रेंड सर्कल इतना अच्छा है, उन्होंने मेरे को इतना सपोर्ट दिखाया. आई थिंक वो सपोर्ट एंड भगवान ने मुझे यहाँ भेजा एंड देन टीममेट्स ने बहुत अच्छा सपोर्ट किया. दे आर वेरी वेलकमिंग, दे आर वेरी सपोर्टिव. तो आई थिंक सबकी वजह से मैंने रन किया और हम जीते.
बट जब आपको वो कॉल आया barely 2-3 days बिफोर द सेमीफाइनल, तो तब आपके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा था? क्योंकि बहुत बड़ा स्टेज है ये सेमीफाइनल में बुलाना और सेमीफाइनल भी ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ था.
वेल बहुत अच्छा लगा जब कॉल आया एंड मैं उस टाइम में डोमेस्टिक खेल रही थी, तो क्रिकेट के टच में तो थी, मैं मैचेस भी खेल रही थी. एंड उसके बाद मुझे यही था कि मुझे बुलाया है, इस चीज मुझे खरा उतरना. उन्होंने मुझ पर कॉन्फिडेंस दिखाया टीममेट्स ने एंड कोच कैप्टन जितने पूरे स्टाफ ने मुझ पे बिलीव दिखाया, मुझे बुलाया है. तो मैंने यही कोशिश की कितनी जल्दी मैं चीज़ों को ग्रैब करूं और कितनी चीज़ों को एक्सेप्ट करूं, सिंपल रखूं और अब काम रहूं, अपने आप पे बिलीव रखूं. तो आई थिंक उसके बाद में प्रैक्टिस सेशन भी थे, मैंने उस पर ज़्यादा वर्क किया. नेट सेशन में मैंने ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस की. तो आई थिंक ये सब चीज़ें जाके एक्सेप्ट करना और चीज़ों में यूज टू होना काफ़ी डिफिकल्ट था. बट आई थिंक अगेन प्लेयर्स ने बहुत सपोर्ट किया एंड बहुत अच्छी प्रैक्टिस की मैंने उस टाइम पे. तो आई थिंक बहुत अच्छा रहा सब.
But how did you feel when you weren't picked for the squad, when there were questions on your performances? उस वक्त का जो जो टाइम था वो कैसा रहा आपके लिए?
Well, absolutely ये एज अ प्लेयर के लिए बहुत टफ रहता है, क्योंकि जब टीम से बाहर होते हो एंड आपको अपना बिलीव रखना, इट्स नॉट अ सिंपल थिंग. बट आई थिंक ये सब चीजें मैंने एक्सेप्ट की जब मैं टीम से बाहर हुई थी और मैंने सब चीजों को एक्सेप्ट करके आगे बढ़ी. और मैं ये सोच रही थी कि मैं इस टाइम पे अपने आप पे क्या काम कर सकती हूँ, और उस टाइम पे मैंने अपने आप पे बहुत वर्क किया और सभी ने मुझे बहुत हेल्प किया.
But were you upset? Did you feel it was unfair that you were not part of the World Cup team?
Well, एज अ प्लेयर तो यही लगता है कि चलो मुझे क्यों नहीं लिया, बट जो भी है जो भी हुआ, अभी मैं यहाँ पे आई और हम वर्ल्ड कप जीते, मैं उसके लिए सबसे ज्यादा खुश हूँ.
So tell me something, this entire tournament and especially in the semi-finals and final, one thing that everybody is talking about is कि इस टीम में self belief बहुत है और तभी इतनी अच्छी परफॉर्मेंसेज हुई है और किसी एक प्लेयर की वजह से नहीं हुई. आपके जैसे और प्लेयर्स ने भी हर मैच में कोई ना कोई परफॉर्मेंस करी है. हाउ वुड यू डिस्क्राइब दिस टीम जो सेल्फ बिलीफ की बात सारे प्लेयर्स भी कर रहे हैं और सारे एक्सपर्ट्स भी कर रहे हैं?
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल. जैसे मैंने बोला, जब मैंने ही बाकी जैसे मैंने मेरे 6-7 दिन हुए टीम को ज्वाइन किए। जब मैंने ही आके टीम की पॉजिटिविटी देखी तो मुझे भी बहुत खुशी मिली, क्योंकि इस टीम में स्पेशल ये है कि सब एक दूसरे के कंधे पे हाथ रख के बोलते हैं चलो मैं तेरी हेल्प करूंगा। तो आई थिंक टीम में यही बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रहता है, सबको बैक करना। और ऐसा नहीं है कि हमारे 11 टीम को ही बैक मिल रहा था, जो भी बाहर थे सब एक दूसरे को हेल्प कर रहे थे, सब एक दूसरे को थैंक यू बोल रहे थे मैच के बाद कि हाँ आपके इस वजह से हम जीते। तो सबका कंट्रीब्यूट था हर एक मैच में, चाहे कोई अंदर हो चाहे बाहर हो। एंड आई थिंक सब बहुत हेल्पफुल थे। जब एक टीम में यूनिटी बहुत अच्छी थी, एक टीम में यूनिटी बहुत अच्छी होती है तो ऑब्वियसली हम जीतते हैं। तो आज वो हुआ।
तो जब ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ आप बैट करने आए, उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा रन्स नहीं बने, तो फाइनल से पहले क्या आप थोड़ा नर्वस थे कि अब तो एक ही मैच बचा है, आई हैव टू प्रूव माई सेल्फ एंड इट्स सच अ बिग स्टेज?
वेल एब्सोल्युटली, जब सेमीज में मुझसे रन नहीं बन पाए, एब्सोल्युटली सैड थी मैं बहुत। फिर जब हम जीते तो मैंने अपने आप को बोला कि एक और मेरे पास चांस है और मुझे ग्रैब करना है, चाहे मैं कैसे भी करूं। तो जो मेरे प्लान्स थे, जब मैं बैटिंग करने गई, वो अच्छे से एग्जीक्यूट हुए। सो आई एम सो हैप्पी कि मैंने फाइनल्स में टीम के लिए स्कोर किया।
No, but when we were watching you, आपकी इनिंग्स बहुत ही शानदार थी. You were really, bubbling with confidence and that typical Shafali Verma, demeanor on the pitch. And then आपने 2 wicket भी ले लिए, and those celebrations were absolutely amazing. Just share those moments with us while batting and while bowling.
Well, सबसे ज्यादा मैंने एंजॉय बॉलिंग में किया जब विकेट लिया, क्योंकि I have bowled lot. डोमेस्टिक में भी मैं प्रैक्टिस भी करती रहती हूँ। तो आई थिंक बॉल जब डाली और विकेट मिली, क्योंकि वो बहुत क्रूशियल पार्टनरशिप चल रही थी, उस टाइम पे विकेट मिलना बहुत खुशी और बहुत ही अलग एक्साइटमेंट थी। वो मैं बयान नहीं कर सकती शब्द में, बट बहुत अच्छा लगा। आई एम सो हैप्पी।
And can you share some of the celebrations that you had after the match? I'm sure some of them were caught on camera, वो सब हमने देखा on field जो हुआ, but उसके बाद क्या हुआ?